Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to Slay the Spire. Now, you might be wondering, what am I doing here today? Because I'm not playing Pokemon, so half of you have probably not even clicked on the video, or not even watched this far into the video. Because let's be honest, I know what I'm dealing with here. Regardless, Slay the Spire is a wonderful indie, card-based, turn-based RPG roguelike in which you, as a character, of which there are two, either the Ironclad or the Silent, slay the Spire. And what it means by slay the Spire is that you conquer I believe three, I haven't actually beaten the game yet, 3 floors and the bosses that lie therein. Now the reason I'm creating this video is for a couple different reasons, I guess you could say. Number one being that I want to play this game. I've been playing it, I've got 4 hours clocked in this game so far. Number two is that I think there's a sad dearth, if you will, of Slay the Spire content on YouTube. I've been, watching some videos, and I'm not really seeing enough. I'm only seeing a little bit. One video every 3 days, one video every 4 days. It's just not quite enough to really satiate me. And so I'm like, hey, why don't I start making content? Because what if other people feel the same way I do, and they're sitting there like saying, I want to see more Slay the Spire, and there's not enough of it out there. So I'm thinking, maybe I can be some of that out there. I wanna help give back to the community. So I'm making some Slay the Spire videos. Also, as our final point, I think that maybe if I play it and record it, I'll be a little bit better at it. I'm not so bad. I mean, I've played 3 runs and I've almost beaten the game. I was on the final boss, I believe. And I think maybe if I record it and I talk through my process out loud, it might actually help me play a little bit better. Now there are the 2 classes here, as I mentioned. There's the Ironclad, and the Ironclad is kind of like your tanky, physical damage-based knight, like your classic knight. And then you've got your Silent, which is a little bit more of a rogue, rogue assassin type character, in which you use a poison. You'll use some things like discard mechanics. It's a little bit more wonky. But I also prefer that character. So I think we're going to be playing as the Silent today. So I'm going to just pick that. As you can see, the Silent. A deadly huntress from the Foglands, eradicates foes with daggers and poisons. And I will click on the Ironclad as well, so you can see a little bit about them. It's the remaining soldier of the Ironclads. Sold his soul to harness demonic energies. Okay, they each have an ability. The Silent starts with 2 extra cards in their hand, and the Ironclad heals 6 HP at the end of each combat. Again, as I said, I'm partial to the Silent. I think I like that class a little bit better. However, it's all up to individual discretion. So, yeah, and there's no right or wrong answers. We're going to talk to this whale. His name is Niao. He kind of greets you when you first set off in the dungeon, says like, hey, what's up, man? And if you get far on your previous run, like if you make it to the 2nd town or even 3rd town, you get a better ability when you start the game. So right now I can upgrade a card, I can obtain a random common relic, or I can lose all gold and get 14 max HP. Finally, I could lose my starting relic and get a random boss relic. But I don't want to do that because I really like this Ring of the Snake, because 2 additional cards at the start of each combat is super duper powerful. So I want to hold on to that because it's not something I'm going to be getting back if I lose. So we're going to get a random common relic. I just think that's probably our best bet. Relics are very powerful items that are kind of like a passive in something like the Binding of Isaac. They apply no matter what, and you'll see them start to rack up over here in this corner, and they start to like fold over themselves if I get enough of them. So let's get a random common relic, and let's see what we've gotten. Orichalcum. If you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. That's going to be pretty useful here in the early game. I'm not sure how good it's going to be later, but for now, I think it'll be helpful. It'll be helpful. Definitely better than a lot of alternatives. So this is what the map looks like in this game. As you can see, it's a branching paths. We start out, we can pick one of these 3 places, and we can scroll ourselves up, and we can see these little nodes we travel to. Kind of like the game Faster Than Light, if you're familiar with that, also known as FTL. Used to play a lot of that back in the day. It's a great game. I recommend you go check it out. It's very similar to this, with less card-based and turn-based mechanics. So yeah, you can check out here the paths we can take. And as you can also see, there's a legend, very helpful. There's the question mark rooms. Those are pretty cool. The question mark rooms can have a multitude of things. I'm personally a big fan of question mark rooms. I like to take as many of them as possible because you can get relics, extra HP, you can get a whole bunch of bonuses doing that. And those bonuses add up quick. Also, you're less likely to take damage there, and damage is a huge deal in this game because every little bit of damage is very hard to heal up. You don't heal after combat, you only heal at these bonfires. However, the Ironclad does heal 6 HP after combat, but not to full health. So you need to make sure that the damage you're taking is damage you want to be taking. So right off the bat, I'm going to say I'm not taking this right path. There's too many enemies, and then 4 enemies in a row, and then you fight an elite enemy. I don't want that. Not right now. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to try and make my way through this with as many question marks as I can get. See, well, what will I get from the question marks? It's a little bit of a gamble, and I enjoy that. There's also this, the money bag is the shop. However, right now we have 99 gold. That's not really enough for us to warrant going to a shop yet. Okay, the battle is starting. So this is our first turn. As you can see, there's no timer. I really love that feature because I've definitely had my moments where I sit here and I'm like, oh, what do I do? So the lack of timer is awesome. These are the cards that we've drawn out of our deck. Our deck is right down here. You can see what's left to be drawn and what's here, and this is our discard pile. Of course, you'll kind of start picking up on these things as I play the game. I'm just trying to explain a little bit. Unfortunately, you can't see our deck little button. There is a little deck indicator. It's just a little square, and it says how many cards you have in your deck up here, but it's right behind my face, so got you. If I click on it, however, it'll open up our full deck, and you can see what we've got. We've got 5 defends, which each gave us 5 block, 5 strikes, which each do 6 damage, and then a couple class unique cards, like this Survivor. Gain 8 block, discard a card, and neutralize, deal 3 damage, apply 1 weak. Now, weak is a debuff. There are buffs and debuffs in this game. You'll learn a bit more about those as we go. I'll try and explain them little by little. Okay, so this guy, the cultist, you can see his name when I hover over him here, is going to use a buff. You can tell by the little flame over his head, and if you weren't to know and you're playing yourself, you can just hover over the cultist and it'll tell you what they're going to be doing. That means he's not going to attack me, which means I can feel free to go all out and attack him. So I'm going to start with neutralize, because it doesn't cost any mana. This is my little mana pool, or energy pool I should say. I'm going to call it mana for all intents and purposes, because that's what it is. This is our little mana pool. We've got 3 of them, and we've got currently 6 cards in our hand, so we can't play everything. We have to choose what we play. And as turns go on, you will see that start to matter a little bit more and more, because every action has consequences. I'm just going to play some casual strikes. These are 3 of them. These are kind of like the basic cards. And we'll get into a little bit more fancy things after this. Our Orichalcum kicked in, gaining us 6 armor. Awesome. So this guy has used something called Ritual. Let's see what that does. Ritual. At the end of its turn, gain 3 strength. Each time it gains a strength, it will do 1 more damage per attack. 3 strength, that's 3 more damage per attack each turn. That's dangerous. Now you can see here he's going to do 6 damage. Now normally, I would just hit him with all my strikes, because I like to think about all the things I've got going on for me, and one of those is Orichalcum. That's 6 block for free. So we wouldn't take any damage this turn no matter what. Unfortunately, we only have 2 strikes to use, so we might as well strike a few times and then gain 8 block. Just, you know, that way it makes me feel good because I used a lot of cards. I feel fancy. Okay, now I can show you what weak does. So here's what weak does. He does 25% less damage now. Awesome. And it's only 1 week, so it only works for 1 turn. Now, the thing about weak that's a little bit different than a lot of games is applying, let's say, 10 weak. That's not, you know, 25% damage and then like it multiplies by a certain factor for each week you apply. Instead, it's for a turn. So you do 10 weak, that means that they do 25% less damage for 10 turns. So that's a little bit different than how a lot of games would operate. Just as a heads up, you'll see that matter more and more in the future. So here I'm going to do something a little bit strange. As you can see, I have 1 energy left and my defense. Defense will heal me for, or block for 5. However, he's doing 6, so I would take a damage, and I don't want to do that. But luckily, if you remember our Orichalcum, if we just end the turn without using any block, we get 6 to block. So weirdly enough, right now, ending the turn is actually better than using defend. That's a very niche circumstance, and a lot of these relics will have stuff like that happen. So just, if you ever play in this game, make sure you're paying attention. Well, let's kill him real quick, and combat is over. Now you get to see the loot system. The loot system is pretty cool. You'll get a little bit gold, occasionally a potion. Apply 3 week. Remember what that does? Of course you do. Y'all are smart. Okay. Apply 3 week, and then we get to add a card to our deck. And this is where the mechanics of the deck building really come into play. Every combat, you get to pick a card. And that's good. So you'd say, I want all the cards. I want good cards. You know, just keep giving me a card every combat. But actually, you don't want that. In fact, I find that I like to keep my deck around 25 cards. That seems to be a good number for me. Because it's very manageable. You know what's coming up next, you know what you've got in store, and you can play around it. If you have like 40 cards in your deck, you have a 1 in 40 chance of drawing a card you need. Whereas if you have 2 of those cards in a deck of 25, you've got a 1 in 12 chance. So it's important that you make sure you know what cards are going to do what for you, and which ones you want, which ones you don't want, and it's okay to skip. Right now though, we don't want to skip. We have the option between count drops. Whenever you attack, deal 3 damage to the attacker, and that's going to last for the entire game. Or not the entire game, the entire combat. So that's pretty useful. Gain 4 block, next turn gain 4 block. Also pretty useful, but not really that great because in the turn of 0 block, we get 6 block anyway, so it's not that powerful for us. And also, outmaneuver. Next turn, you gain 2 energy. Cost 1 energy, you gain 2 next turn. So it's kind of a, I'll give you a hamburger today if you give me the money tomorrow. You gotta really, know that you're using that in the right circumstance. I'm gonna take Caltrops because I think Caltrops is good, and I like doing that 3 damage to attackers. I think that's a really powerful ability. So now we're gonna go into some question marks. These can be all sorts of things: merchants, combat, golden shrines. Before you lies an elaborate shrine to an ancient spirit. I could pray to gain 100 gold, desecrate to gain 250 gold, or just leave. However, you'll see this has become cursed. Curses are basically just a card that gets added to your deck that's a negative effect. I really don't want regret because at the end of your turn you lose 1 HP for each card in your hand. That's at least 1 HP with this card in your hand, and you can't get rid of it. So if I end up having 3 cards in my hand, that's 3 HP that I'm just throwing down the drain. I don't want that. 100 gold is great. I'll take it. Thank you, Golden Shrine. As your hand touches the shrine, gold rains from the ceiling, showering you in riches. Bless up, Golden Shrine. I'll never forget you. Now this is an interesting point, I should say. I can go to this shop, which I definitely have the money for, which it looks like it's gonna be. There's another shop up here, so I might get another shop opportunity. But I think I'm going to skip it for right now and go to a shop later. Shops are really nice because you can remove cards from your deck that you don't want, and you can buy cards and buy relics and buy all sorts of stuff. But I kind of want a little bit more money before I go to a shop so I can really ball out. You happen upon a group of what look like purple fire spirits dancing around a large bonfire. The spirits toss small bones and fragments into the fire, which brilliantly erupts each time. As you approach the spirits turn to you expectantly. Alright, so I have to make an offering, and I get a reward based on the offering. But I trash a card in my deck, and I get something back for it. This is a conundrum. I'm going to trash block. No. Okay, so you get a reward based on your offering. So maybe if I offer my best card, Caltrops, which I just got, I'll get something good. Because I'm not that attached to Caltrops, I'm curious to see what I'll get. I'm healed to full HP. Okay, well, I mean, that would have been useful if I was, like, borderline dead, but I'm fine on HP, so whatever. I'm over it. Ah, a merchant. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the shop interface. There are a ton of things I can choose from. And I have money for quite a few of them, so I'm going to make sure I choose wisely. I can remove a card from my deck, but it's a little bit early to be doing that. I kind of like what I have right now. I can get Noxious Fumes, which will apply 2 poison to all enemies. I think I might go with that because I really like the poison mechanic. The poison mechanic is interesting. It's a bit of like a... It's not a factorial. I don't know what to call it. But it's... I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like a summative factorial, if that's a thing. For those of you who don't know what that means, basically, if I have 10 poison that I apply, that'll do 10 damage. Next turn it'll do 9 damage. Next turn it'll do 8 damage. So it does poison damage based on how long the poison's going to last. So we definitely want Noxious Fumes. Good power, 2 poison every turn. That'll just rack up really fast, especially on bosses and stuff. Deal 5 damage if the enemy is weak. Gain energy and draw 1 card. That's really good if I can get my enemies to be weak. I'm not sure that I'll be able to. What I'm going to look at instead is this here relic down here. Pen Nib. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage. That's really good because during combat we'll probably do 20-30 attacks later in the game. So I'm going to pick that up because it's super worthwhile. And that's pretty much all my money, so leaving the shop. Thank you, merchant. I'll proceed onward. Pen Nib. I'm excited. Alright, hopefully we can get it to work this time around. Yeah, I'm not going to explain too much about this combat. I just want you guys to, you know, chill out, watch. I'll talk a little bit about what's going on, but I feel like the game is rather self-explanatory. And once you watch a little bit of the battling, you kind of get a knack for what's going on. So, I weakened him, attacking him. I'm torn. Do I want to use Survivor and block 8 damage, take 1 damage? Or do I want to use that Orichalcum go off? Okay, well here's my conundrum. I think I'm gonna gain 8 block and discard a card, and then gain another 5 block. My reason being, I've fought this enemy before, and I know that every turn they do 12 damage. This enemy doesn't usually self-buff or do most things. It just keeps attacking with the same, you know, 12 damage, 12 damage, 12 damage. So I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna try and heal whenever I can and block against it. Unfortunately, this turn I only have the option to gain 5 block, which is not even as good as just not blocking at all because of Orichalcum. So take that 6 block and 6 damage. That's our first damage of the game. The shame, we could have been somebody, but you know, you can't win them all. They are looking like they're going to use a negative effect on me as well as 7 damage. I don't want that, but I don't have any choice. I just gotta take it. We won't take any damage, so that's nice, but hopefully the negative effect isn't like gonna weaken our attacks or lower our strength. That'd be bad. It did weaken our attacks. That's exactly what I was looking to not have happen. Beautiful. Hit him with one of those. Hit him with one of these. And this should seal the deal. No, it won't. Okay, next attack we have Pen Nib active, which means we'll be doing double damage. Should be easy. Like Sunday morning, this guy's done. I mean, even if we don't attack, if we just end our turn right here, he's dead because of poison. As you can see, the green damage indicates where the poison's going to be done next turn. But we can just take him out real quick. Lickety split. Get our gold reward and add a card to our deck. Okay. Crippling poison. Apply 3 poison, apply 3 weak. That's really good. Finisher. Deal 6 damage for each attack played this turn. That's also super good. And Predator. I think I'm gonna go with Finisher. I like that attack a lot. And hopefully I can get some cards to show you why that's so good. Because there are these cards called Shiv, and there are these cards. There's Infinite Blade and there's Cloak and Dagger, and both of those will like give you 2 Shivs. And basically that's 2 free attacks. Use 2 attacks because Shivs don't cost any mana. And then you can use Finisher, and there you go. That's 12 extra damage on Finisher. You have a 1 mana card dealing at least 12 damage, sometimes a lot more than that. Because Infinite Blades gives you a Shiv at the start of each turn. So you can save those up, get like 8 Shivs at once, and just have a huge, huge Finisher. Now, you can also see here I'm at a crossroads. I can go to the bonfire. I can upgrade one of my cards. Or I can fight this elite enemy and get a relic. Both of those are good. But I think I will fight this elite enemy, because if you look ahead, fight that, fight another enemy, and then we get a bonfire, chest, bonfire. So right there, that's a good way to get our health back and get some cards upgraded. Alright, this guy is a pain. Noxious fumes, first of all. His name is Lagavulin. Lagavulin's thing is that it every turn it gains 8 armor, and it's asleep right now, so it's not gonna wake up for 3 turns unless I do damage to it. So I will. I will not do damage to it. I'm gonna let my poison start hitting it, and then it'll wake up. It's poisoned, and it's still asleep. Now I can do a good amount of damage here with finisher, strike, and that'll get me ahead of the curve. I'm gonna do that. Strike, finisher. That's pretty much the best I could have played that turn, in my opinion, or for what I've seen. Thank you, Vaughn, for letting me know that the wild beat the predators. That's a great information. Sorry for watching Polar Baker, because that's a huge negative for you. Haha, gotcha. 13 damage, we can block that. Block. Now, what I'm going for with this particular combat is I'm letting my poison stack up on this guy. I've got noxious fumes, and they're stacking up. This guy's not getting out of this poison anytime soon. So I'm just going to try and rely heavily on my ability to rely heavily on my ability to poison him and let that do a lot of damage. I think my best bet here is to take the 18 damage. That's a lot of damage, and I'm really hesitant to do that. But we do have Orichalcum, so that's 6 damage gone, and we can get strike finisher off, which is a lot. Otherwise, we'll take 8 damage if we use 2 blocks and a strike. We'll take 8 damage and deal 6, or we can take 12 damage and deal 24. I like that trade a lot better. I want to keep doing more damage to this guy than he's doing to me, because if you look at our HP bars, he's got a lot more than I do. So let's just hope I can really turn this around on him. Okay, now this time he's going for a special attack. That's fine. I will strike while the iron. It's hot, and my finisher is going to do double damage. This is insane. 12 damage for each attack I've done this turn. That's 2 attacks, 12 damage, 22. This is why Pen Nib is so good, especially if we can get those shivs I was talking about. We will be doing insane damage, because let's say we had like 6 attacks. That's 12 times 6. That's enough to one-shot a boss at this stage in the game. So I am loving that. We have killed him here, so consider yourself dusted, son. I will never forget you. We got 34 gold. Bag of Preparation. This is really good. At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. And now, if you remember what our first thing says, Ring of the Snake. At the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. We're starting with 9 cards in our hand at the beginning of combat because of these 2 things. We're loaded. Okay. Now we can get Doppelganger, which will, it's kind of like one of those cards that doesn't tell you how many energy it costs because it uses all your energy. So kind of like one of those Hearthstone cards. It's like spend all your mana, deal twice that much damage. This is like a spend all your energy, draw that many cards, and gain that many energy next turn. Again, that's kind of a, I'll give you a $1 today or a cheeseburger today for $1 tomorrow. I'm not about that. There are options. Doppelganger, Quick Slash, or Dagger Spray. I kind of like Quick Slash. It's good damage and it draws a card. I like that better than Strike, so I'll take it and I'll try and remove a Strike whenever I can. That's the idea. Ooh, this guy. The Jawworm. Look at this hand. This hand is saucy. The only problem with it is that I don't have enough space for any more cards. Like, I can't draw from the turn 1. I'm gonna take the 2 damage because I don't mind that because of the amount of damage we're gonna be outputting here. Like, as you can see, he's on 9 HP after the first turn. And he's gonna do 2 damage to us, but that's okay. 9 HP is a really bad spot for him to be in. We're doing really well right now. I love it. And Pen maybe even kicked off to add insult to injury. Alright, we got a 16 gold, a regen potion, which is good because that heals health. Something that's kind of rare in this game outside of bonfires. We definitely want to keep that going. And then we've got some cards. As you can see, this one has beta written on it, because this game is still in early access, and I've opted into playing the open beta, like, testing stuff. So I'm getting some of the cards that may not actually be released permanently, may, you know, falter, may be bad, who knows. So expertise, this is a beta card. Getting 12 block can be upgraded any number of times. That's pretty good because that means you can go to like a bonfire and upgrade this thing 15 times throughout the game. Couldn't, but you could. And that'll make it gain like, because that's percentage based, you'll get like 60 block from a card. However, block goes away at the end of your turn, so it's really not that useful unless you get another card that makes it, or a relic that makes it so your block doesn't go away. And those are pretty rare, and it's hard to build my deck around something that I don't know I can get. So I'm not going to take expertise. Sorry, I like you, but can't have you around here. However, I will be taking well-laid plans. At the end of your turn, retain up to 1 card. That's super useful if you have a card that's kind of high mana, but you didn't get to play this turn because you had to block. Well-laid plans is awesome to have. The well-laid plans of mice and men, I guess, is what they're going for. Let us, if we rest, we'll be at full HP, or we can smith. And you can see smithing here is super useful. You can basically upgrade a card, so it'll like, finisher plus. Instead of dealing 6 damage, it does 8 damage. This is like a huge mechanic in this game. If you're not smithing whenever you can, you're missing out. I'm gonna smith up my noxious fumes to do 3 damage instead of 2, because that's a huge deal. Because it's actually not. It is doubling the amount of poison you're applying, but because it's a summative factorial, which I don't know if that's even a thing, that's the name I've given it. If you know what it's called, tell me in the comments, because I'm not that good. I haven't done any kind of math like that since I was in high school. Because when I was in college, I took all the bitches math. I took the business math, and it's like, it was silly stuff. Anyway, regardless, I avoid anything that says factorial. It just shuts my brain down, and weirdly enough, I'm saying it myself. Self-fulfilling prophecy, huh? Okay, Noxious Fumes, because of that whole summative factorial thing that I've dubbed it, it's now doing double the damage and then some, because of the way that each turn it's going to add on and not add on. So that's really good to have, and I'm going to lock that in. Now we get a chest. Chest usually you have like a potion or a relic or some gold. They have some good stuff in them. It's got a relic. Okay, Frozen Egg. Upon pickup, choose and upgrade a power. This is awesome. Unfortunately, our only power is well-laid plans. This is good though, because now we can retain 2 cards. And if you notice in the text, it says retain up to. It means we don't have to. If we don't have any cards we want, we can get them out of there. So well-laid plans, you know, that's not the best thing to have upgraded, but I'm happy we got something upgraded. So if we were to smith again, what would we smith? Probably finisher, because finisher adds up really quick. And when will we, I want to look at the map real quick. When will we be resting next? There is a bonfire before the boss. I think, you know what? I'm going to not play it safe. I'm going to upgrade my finisher. And let's get going, boys and ghouls. And girls too. We're fighting another elite monster. So I think we can do that. I think we got it in us. Play well-laid plans because it's 0 mana. And we can kill this guy. Watch this. Strike. Strike. I misplayed this. I'm realizing now what I should have done. I can still do it. Here. That's what I should have been doing. And now we can end turn. Oh no, I messed up. Alright, so we got that 6 armor. But he's going to do extra damage to us because we're vulnerable. I forgot about that. That's my mistake. You guys are watching, you probably really... Oh, wait. Never mind, that didn't... The vulnerable didn't apply. We bested it. Haha, game, I have beaten you. I don't know how, but I'll take it. I'll take it and I'll run and I'll take my 15 gold and I'll grab a card. Okay, so this is one of the cards I was talking about earlier. Blade Dance. Add 2 shifts to your hand. Those are 0 cost cards. That goes beautifully with Finisher, and we want Blade Dance. Blade Dance is good. Alright, to the elite enemy. Hopefully I can get Infinite Blades before too long, because you will see yourself how good Infinite Blades is. Okay. So here is where you'll see the beauty of Shivs. He's not even attacking me this turn, so I can just lay into him. 2 Shivs. Oh man, I'm so close to getting double damage on this Finisher plus. That's okay. Now I have Pen Nib for next turn, which will be really useful. Yeah, I was thinking about using my regen potion, but you know, I decided not to because I don't know that I need the regen right now. Because we're in a very strong spot. We've been in a very strong spot this whole game. 16 damage. He's gonna do 14 to me. I don't like to see that. However, I can't quite stop. I can make him get weak, but I don't know. I'll pop this. I'll use our regen potion against my better judgment. That'll heal me some HP. I don't want to keep my strikes. I'm not too concerned about them. I've got 5 of them in the deck. Maybe it may have been dumb to pop this regen potion. I don't think I was though. Two plus 2 is 4, minus 1, that's 3. Quick slash. Now you're probably thinking, Jackson, why don't you kill him? You have lethal. Wow, bad YouTube man makes poor lethal. I know. But I'm hoping I can starve off his damage and get some HP regen. Didn't work this turn, we broke even. But I know I have lethal for kind of whenever I need it. So on turns like this, where I can... Why is he gaining so much more? Oh, he's double angry. Okay, we're just gonna kill him. Sorry, homie. I tried, but like, you just weren't really letting me do my thing, so I had to kill you. Peace out. Well, I still did come out of that with a decent amount of HP. 31 gold. 1 strength at the start of each combat. That's useful. That means each one of our attacks is going to be doing +1 damage. +2 when they're being doubled by pen nibs. Awesome. Okay. Dagger throw. Deal 9 damage. Draw 1 card. Discard 1 card. That's okay. Gain 4 block. Next turn, gain 4 block. That's also okay. And Wraith Form. Whenever you play a skill, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. That's really good, but this is 3 mana. That's our entire turn, basically, down the drain for this card. I don't know that I want that. I might take Dagger Throw because it is good damage and you get to draw. Plus, should we get a curse, we can discard it. So for now, visit the merchant. Visit the merchant and see what he has in store for us. Noxious Fumes. You know I'm weak. I gotta get the Noxious Fumes. But I'm also tempted to come down here and take the bandage up because 4 HP is a pretty good deal and it's 0 damage. Hey, why not, you know? But I think I'm gonna have to go with Noxious Fumes. If I want that poison run, it just makes the most sense. Also, it's worth noting that I can get Noxious Fumes and get this Piercing Wail, which is good because all enemies lose 6 strength for 1 turn. That means their damage goes down by 6. That's useful in boss fights and non-boss fights alike, so I'm gonna keep that. And with that, I'll be leaving the shop. You know what, I might pick up this block potion. That can be really clutch when I need it most. Thank you very much, merchant man. I'll be on my way. Ooh, these boys. There's 4 of them. They seem so happy with me. This is okay. I've got a plan. Guys, I don't have a plan. I need this. I need this. Now I'm thinking. 9 plus 4 is 8 million. It's 13. 13 plus 13 is, you got 26 damage coming in this turn. I can block a maximum of, let's see, 8. Yeah, I can block a maximum of half of it. And this guy's got a debuff coming with him. However, I can kill. Here's the plan. Discard a regular old strike, play a blade dance, 2 shivs. First shiv, kill you. Second shiv, dart to kill you. Now, we'll take a lot of damage this turn. However, I will have a bonfire right after this so I can heal up quite a bit. And at the end of each floor, we do heal up to full HP. And we've been going for almost 40 minutes now on this floor. This is a long game. I mean, I didn't say it wasn't going into it. It's, you know, I've got no, that kill that's lethal is that kill. That's what the people say these days, right? Like, do I have kill? 6 damage. Okay. That's not good. We're taking way too much damage. No, we're not. This guy's dead. We're taking 2 damage. Not bad at all. Okay. I was worried. I'm no longer worried. We've got pen nib ready. Next turn, easy like Sunday morning. Our weekend will be worn off. It won't because this guy's using it again. Yeah, I'm not worried. I was worried for a second. No longer is that the case. I give 5 poison to these guys each turn. I'm a menace. A danger to myself and the people around me. Piercing Wail, just to watch their attack drop to nothing. 0, you do no damage. You are nothing before me. Okay. Now this is it for them. They're dead. They can't even hurt me this turn if they wanted to, and they're both in lethal range for my poison. This has been a good turn. I like this poison per turn build that I've got going on. I will pity kill this guy. See you later. Okay, calculated gamble, discard your hand, then draw that many cards. That's pretty good, especially if our starting hand is bad in the future, because we've got, you know, so many card draws at the start. But I think I'll take calculated gamble. Sounds weird, but I like it. I like the sound of it, I like the look of it, I like the taste of it. And we're gonna have to rest because we're at half HP right now. And I don't really feel comfortable taking on the boss with half HP. Who is the boss? Who are you, mister? Hexaghost. Is it because it's a hexagon and a ghost? Well, Pokemon designs are so bad these days. Right. We don't know what it's gonna do. It's unknown. So I guess. E. Strike. Strike. The music is gone right now, apparently. Weird. Strike, strike, finisher. Good enough. Not gonna use calculated gamble. I will keep it in my hand though, just because it's, you know, keeping it around can't hurt, right? What did Jackson know? Keeping it around would be the most painful thing he'd ever done. This is bad. 5 times 6. That's a lot of damage. It's not gonna be able to kill us. Okay. Fine though. Dagger throw. Draw a card, discard a card. Discard strike. And great, I'm playing another Noxus Fumes. We can take this hit. Got 6 healing coming in. This may have been a really bad call on my part, and I may be getting myself killed preemptively. But remember, we do heal up all of our HP at the end of the turn. Oh yeah, 5 times 2. That's very dealable. Or very... Leafy. Fix that. We don't have to deal with that. 1, 2... Pen nibs ready. 14 damage here. You know what? We'll save our pen nib for a better thing, and we'll just block all of his damage this turn. I think that was a good call on my part. I think so. We can watch the damage where the poison just stack up on him. Okay, so after he attacked, you can notice one of his little green lights lit up. So I imagine he's probably going to be doing... Don't do that. So I had to find out which one would do the most damage. He's probably going to be dealing, 5 times 2 damage, and then once they all light up, he's going to do that huge wave of damage again. So just being prepared for that. I'm just going to let him do his 6 damage to me because we can block it all with Orichalcum. So, not stressing about it. And he won't even get to the rest of his things being filled up at the rate of the poison is applying. Yeah, for sure. Quick slash. +2 is 4, -1 is 3. Quick slash. I'm never gonna get tired of that joke. So if you guys think like the streamer's good, or not a streamer right now, I'm weird. If you're thinking to yourself, this guy's gonna get bored of saying 2 + 2 is 4, -1 that's 3. Quick slash. I'm not. I'll be saying that. I'll be playing this game in 5 years. I'll be like, haha, 2 + 2 is 4, -1 that's 3. And I'm willing to bet it's going to be just as bad of a joke then as it is now. Okay, taking his strength down to like nothing. We can strike, calculated gamble. Give me something good. Something good. This is not good. I have no mana. What happened to my mana? Okay, I forgive you. Alright, so the poison damage is really racking up. He's going to have 21 poison on him now, right? Is that how that's gonna work? Yeah, that's how it's gonna work. 21 poison. Yeah, this guy's being withered away to nothing. I'm basically free to just attack him and not even worry about getting hit, because what's he gonna do? 14 damage. That'll break a little bit past my shield. I'll take 8 damage to my actual person. But if I even hit him at all, actually, I don't even think I have to hit him right now. Yeah, he's just dead. And to add insult to injury, you can just do this and kill him before he... Oh, hold up. Let's just go as hard as possible. There we go. Just for disrespect purposes. He's dead. Didn't have to use any of our potions, and the first floor is down. 102 gold. Awesome. Another block potion. Sign me the heck up, dude. And 3 golden cards. Deal 13 damage to all enemies. Exhaust. Start of your turn, draw 1 card and discard 1 card. And obtain a random potion. Exhaust. Each game obtaining a potion? Each combat? That's pretty good. I don't use that many potions, but I think that's really powerful. However, Tools of the Trade is also super powerful because you get to draw a card and discard a card. And when you get curses, you can get rid of them really easily with that. But die. 13 damage to all enemies. I gotta take that. That's super good. And if we've got them poisoned, if we've got them weakened, vulnerable, and if we've got our pen nib up, 26 damage. Okay, so we get some relics. Runic Pyramid. At the end of your turn, you no longer discard your hand. Draw 1 less card each turn. That's good, but scary because we already have too many cards. For every 5 cards in your deck, heal 2 HP whenever you enter a campfire. That's pretty good. That right now would be 8 HP, not 4. 8 HP for us every time we go into a campfire. Good. Obtain 1 potion, gain 30 gold, max HP by 5, and obtain a card. That sounds pretty good. Just it's like a little bit of everything. But I think I'm gonna take the Runic Pyramid because I think I could make that work really well. Actually, I can't. I'm lying to myself. Yeah, that's too many cards. I think we've already got plenty of cards as is. Eternal Feather. Yeah, Eternal Feather. That Runic Pyramid is just that's mini cards. So we're on level 2, the city. Now, because it's been 45 minutes exactly, actually 45 minutes. Wow. I'm gonna end the video now. But I will be back with another video in which I do the second floor in, you know, no time at all. Just stay tuned, guys. It'll be there. Don't be in a rush. I know, Slay the Spire, the most popular game in the universe. You're probably dying to watch me play it. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out and checking this out. Make sure to leave a comment on your favorite Facebook post that you've ever seen. You gotta go find it and make sure you leave a comment on that. Make sure you like Pablo Picasso as a person. I don't care if you like him as an artist. Make sure you like him, and be sure to subscribe to a magazine, because people don't do that anymore. And I really think the magazine industry is dying, and only you can save it. So do those things, and maybe watch the next video. I don't know. Live your life, guys. Live your life.